Realm of the Mad God is a roguelike. You play as far as you can with one life, and when you die, you restart and try to get a little further. If you get far enough, you'll gain slight upgrades on each subsequent attempt. It is the self-proclaimed evolution of the traditional MMORPG gameplay. No longer will players be confined by such pathetic principles as a consistent character or an established story. Or the worst design choice of all, needing to actually play the game. No, those archaic design documents are burning by the metaphorical wayside, and in their place, this. This is the bright shining future of the genre, apparently. Never again will the player be held back by petty insignificant things like story or character arcs or NPC motivation or knowing what the hell you're doing or why you're doing it or even where you are in the Zerg rush of players, swarming the map like locusts as everyone spams whatever particle effective ranged attack they have into the pixely blobs we know only as the enemy. Knowing what you are doing or why you are doing it or where you are is pointless. Consistency is a relic of a bygone age. All hail the MMO evolution. Repetition is freedom. Freedom is repetition. Then die and restart and try to hail a little better. Repeat ad infinitum. Enjoy Realm of the Mad God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Hayes, and this is Worst MMO Ever, a series where I play every MMO I can find in a journey to find the worst. Drop a like on the video or sub to the channel for more MMO stuff. Ring the bell for all the future notifications, and as usual, a massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel alive. More on how you can support at the end. For now, let's begin. Today we are playing Realm of the Mad God. It's on Steam and it's free, so let's give it a go. It does indeed describe itself in the Steam description as the next evolution of the traditional MMORPG, so I'm expecting big things. You can see the intense evolution from the very start. The launcher has a background image which actually moves very slightly and follows your cursor. So intense is this game's desire to be played, it will chase your mouse around longing for its tender touch. Game launches, we're told it's a roguelike and we pick a class. The music has evolved to such a level it's actually gone silent. So Realm of the Mad God is a roguelike, which means you'll play for short but intense bursts of time, die, and then restart at the beginning with your progress from the previous attempt, possibly adding small but stackable buffs and ultimately making you stronger through failure. You can see that with the class system. You have 5 basic classes open to you, and reaching level 20 in a class opens another, and reaching level 20 in those classes opens more. And the highest level classes require you to reach level 20 in multiple previous ones, so you're stacking up your previous gameplay attempts to unlock something new. I'll go with Wizard and we start the game. Top-down viewpoint, WASD movement, left-click fires an aimed shot, right-click explodes a magical bomb wherever my cursor is. You can see my HP and MP to the top right, both restore slowly whenever I'm not in combat. Now, Realm of the Mad God is a pixel graphic game, but it does have some pseudo 3D environments. You can use Q and E to rotate the camera, which gives the walls and floor a small amount of depth, and then you can press X to offset the player's sprite from the center of the screen to the lower edge. The opening tutorial actually has a little viewpoint camera challenge. Stand on this bridge and then offset the camera and rotate it so you can read the text on the islands to the extreme left and extreme right. It's important to note your movement is always in relation to your own screen and not the map rotation. W will always move you directly up on your monitor, even if the map is very slightly rotated. We're told Realm of the Mad God is a hardcore permadeath game. Any items, weapons, armor, or potions you had on you when you die will be lost, and you'll begin every new life from fresh. And now we kill a chicken. It's disappointing to know the evolution of the traditional MMORPG gameplay ends up at hardcore permadeath full loot chicken killing, because I'd honestly not seen that coming. This is also a bullet hell game, which means lots of enemy projectiles and you need to dodge them, and lots that you can fire back. So we slay the chicken god and their minions and they drop some stuff. Loot appears as a little bag. Stand on it and click and drag the item from the loot pile shown in the bottom right to your very small inventory shown above it. You have 4 equipped items: your left-click weapon, right-click weapon, armor, and ring. If a weapon or armor piece is an improvement, it will be shown in green when you hover over it. If it's a downgrade, it'll be shown in red, which is useful because you'll be equipping new things mid-battle, and you've not really got time to be doing complex maths in the middle of an intense poultry-based firefight. step through a portal and get given our first quest. There's no traditional quest list. That feature evolved so hard it grew legs and walked off, but you will always have a highlighted enemy to kill, shown by a little red square icon around the edge of the map guiding you to them. You've also got a mini-map to the top right. Sometimes the enemy will drop health potions, little red vials. You can drag them into your thin potion pouch bar. Same for the blue mana potions. You can double-click this to use them. We now get told about the journal, an in-game written tutorial. Another surprise. I was banking on the genre evolving to have in-game playable story-driven tutorials, but no, it seems the text dump won. We're told we can press R at any time to return to the Nexus, so we do this, and now the game begins. What do we do now? Where do we go? Who are we in relation to this world? What would be an ideal recommended narrative thread to follow? All those questions your unevolved brain wants to ask, but Realm is superior. Realm does not have a storyline, or a narrative thread, or a driving focus. Realm has evolved past the need for these petty things. Realm is gameplay in its purest form. It's a perfect numbers go up creature, and the most enlightened form of numbers go up is the cash shop. Okay, real talk. Realm of the Mad God is fine mechanically. It's fast, flashy, it controls smoothly, and the combat is responsive as hell, but that's basically all it is. There's very little story or plot or quest or anything you'd associate with the RPG acronym. It's about killing stuff, and that's it. After the short tutorial, which is actually quite nice, you're thrown into the Nexus, and now there's nothing to even hint at where to go. I figure out you're meant to walk north to these open-world killing map portals, but why is everyone just standing around doing nothing? Oh, don't worry, we'll find out soon enough. The main issue with the Nexus is how invasive and oppressive the cash shop is. It literally takes over the center of the hub zone. It's shown in the open world, with items being scattered around on the floor. It's so pushed, it's impossible to avoid. All these things that you can walk over and see the stats for, this is the cash shop. The hub is divided into sections. There's cosmetic skins, dungeon keys, level boosts, extra inventory slots, and in every section there's a gold coin letting you buy Realm Gold. But if walking is too much effort, there's also a button to the top right that can open the Buy Realm Gold screen. Honestly, I was hoping to play the actual game before the cash shop was thrust on me, but this is so gratuitous. It's impossible to avoid. Microtransactions literally take up the majority of the central floor space of the opening area. So fine, we'll play it your way, oh evolved one. Let's look at the cash shop first. Realm of the Mad God is a game about killing lots of nameless minions, Zerg rushing across a map, killing a boss spawn and then doing it all over again until you inevitably die. So most of the cash shop is focused on making that process easier or more enjoyable. You can buy Realm Gold, 500 coins for just over £4, or 16,000 coins for £81. That's just over $100. Then with Realm Gold you can buy cosmetic override skins for the classes or the pets you can unlock, like this Ice King Knight skin for 3,600 Realm Gold. Hang on, 3,600? That wasn't a pack size, was it? Oh no. No, it wasn't. It seems as the MMO evolved, the abusive pricing structure decided it was peak efficiency and has remained the same. You can buy 2,600 gold, which won't be enough, or 7,000 gold, which will be too much, and that will set you back 40 quid. So you could buy the skin, but you'd be left with change, which is designed to annoy people into spending more, which you might find is not quite enough to buy anything good. There are also an extreme amount of buff items, more HP, more MP, HP restore, MP refill, experience gains or boosts, but also increased damage for X amount of time on a single map, increased defense, even increased drop rates. If you want better loot, you can just buy a better chance. Or you've got keys for dungeons. So this means entering dungeons is a limited activity and money lets you do it more. Good to know. Look at the amount of keys this is selling me right now. Look at the sheer amount of money you would have to spend to get everything in this game. Look, if you're a fan of the game and you're thinking, oh, that's unfair to go straight to the cash shop, you didn't even try the main game. I am reviewing things in the order the game has presented them to me. This is the biggest, most obvious use of the Nexus. This is what new players will see no matter what direction they go. This is your opening experience. But hey, if you're too tired of walking in the in-game overworld to get to items, look, there's an actual shop interface too. By talking to this shop wizard, you can open the shop. Oh look, loot boxes. Small chances at legendary items or weapons or cosmetics or armor or pets or blacksmith materials. in a game where you die and lose everything. I thought that's a bit weird. Why would someone spend money on good stuff when you might die and lose it? But oh, hang on, you don't lose everything. You can get some soul-bound stuff. So dying and losing everything is the focus of the tutorial and one of the main selling points, but it's actually only a mechanic for poor people. So I'll leave the shop and get back to the game. Honestly, I don't know what to do or where to go. This is clearly some glorious, evolved, new player experience design, and I am an unevolved, filthy casual unable to comprehend its majesty. Seriously, where do I go? I just go up, and I find 2 portals leading to the word cube and 1 leading to blob. All other shapes have obviously evolved away. Now the glorious nations of cube and blob wage endless war, with fanatics of each swearing undying loyalty. I mean, look at Xylix here, just blasting the blob portal with ceaseless fury. Their conviction seeps into me and I begin to agree. Death to blob, all hail cube. When you enter a world, you arrive on the beach. You'll also see a massive group of players just hanging out at the spawn site doing nothing. They have evolved beyond the need to seek out gameplay, and as we'll see later, they are waiting for gameplay to come to them, lying like an alligator waits for a gazelle. Don't check the accuracy of that metaphor, I don't know animals. We adventure forth. The world is full of small things which really want to die, so we bless them with our magical wizard blasts from our magical wizard stick and they ascend to heaven. Follow the red icon for my first quest and discover this crab. My first quest is to base this crab with my magical wizard power until it dies. Doing that gains me precious experience and I continue on to fill the world with my hot wizardy rage. I'm glad I've got this massive invasive wall of text to the top left obscuring a quarter of the playing space, because the only thing more fun than a bullet hell directionless MMO is one where I can't see the playing area. The intro was fine. I had direction, I had purpose, I felt in control, and now I am lost. The varied background textures are so wavy and the aiming cursor is so small, I am constantly losing my own cursor in the mess of projectiles and enemies. I have to whip it around just to find where it is. After dominating this beach for a while, I return to the Nexus and see what else there is to do. There is a daily quest room which has a daily login reward and then some more complex systems I've not been introduced to yet, like blacksmithing. So not too much help for a new player. And if you walk all the way to the edge of the Nexus, it's just a black void. It's not a consistent map. The rest of reality has clearly evolved away into nothingness. Finally accepting the insatiable, unstoppable march of time would render all things a blank and empty void. Back in the world, there really isn't anything to do. I follow the red square and kill this elf queen so hard she drops a dungeon. Not even kidding. Not a weapon or an armor, she just drops a dungeon. So after killing the elf princess, I rush up to the body and enter her hidden dungeon. Grow up. The dungeon is a forest maze. It's full of moths and evolved forest creatures and has this interesting effect where room connections are hidden under the tree canopy. All the enemies have this super irritating effect called Confuse, which randomizes your controls for a short time. So up is now left and left might be right. You do eventually learn the evolution of the traditional MMORPG still has circle strafing as the best technique in any fight. Find and kill this giant moth boss and get teleported back to the realm battle map. Get a red quest to go and kill a swarm, so I do that, and then a chimera looking thing, so I do that, and then a graveyard boss, so I go and do that, and this is all very repetitive. I know that enemies have different attacks or firing patterns, but there are so many enemies that no matter how many combinations of projectiles merge, they all end up as a lot of bullets. Just avoid them. The music also doesn't seem to fit the pace of the game either. Have a listen. I can't tell if I'm slowly getting better or if the enemies are just dying quicker. The biggest challenge is the amount of impassable obstacles on the map. Dodging bullets is very hard when a tree blocks you. Here's an interesting mechanic. You can see other players as green squares on the minimap, and if you click on them you can teleport straight to them. This system is designed to create large trains of players all walking or running together, sweeping across the land, killing bosses for vast amount of experience very quickly. Power leveling essentially. Unfortunately, that only works when there is a critical mass of players to do this, and the much more likely scenario is you'll be teleported directly to a level 20 player, and then you'll get one hit by the enemies they are fighting because you are too weak. And so you restart. This mechanic perfectly illustrates that this game is not about slow, controlled progression. It's about fast, quick, extreme progression to the end game and then a very quick death. So I've died. Let's be an archer this time. And you know what? Let's see what happens if I just teleport straight to a high level player and leech experience from them. Maybe I could just power level really quickly. Oh, no. Or I could just die again. You know, it's nice to know. Even if Realm of the Mad God is the ultimate evolution of the MMORPG, even if this is where we're going to end up at inevitably, there is still a gold-selling bot spamming messages by the new player spawn point. I guess some things never change. Back at the Nexus, I check out a few more things. There's the Vault, which is a cross-character storage, allowing you to save valuable things between deaths and runs, and then there's the Blacksmiths, which uses resources you probably find in dungeons or buy from the shop or get from loot boxes to make better stuff. None of these apply to me, because I'm still on the endlessly throw yourself against quests to gain experience gameplay stage, so while I'm doing this, let's just have a read of some reviews. The game of my childhood, absolutely amazing, 10 out of 10. Played this long ago, was sad to open it and see keys to exclusive areas, keys for drops, and outright purchasing of ST gear and upgrades for real money. The game used to be a lot of fun. 8 hours isn't my full playtime. It's missing the original soundtrack, which to me was the best and most memorable thing about Realm of the Mad God. I've been playing this game for over 8 years now, and I have spent hundreds of dollars on it as well. Honestly, it's completely unique in terms of gameplay and experience, and I really enjoy it. That said, the game has several barriers that people may find as enjoyment killers. Permadeath is really rough. You have to play extremely carefully, or be prepared to spend hours building and rebuilding characters. Solid for the first couple of hours. 8,266 hours played. Don't play it. 9,792 hours played. Decca is choking this game for every penny it can muster, so much so that they wouldn't even pay the artist that made the soundtrack. Do not play this game. 7 years under my belt for this game. Terribly disappointing. It's okay, I guess. 15,044 hours. And now a strange thing happens. I'm grinding away, but then I'm suddenly instantly summoned and teleported into a group instance, along with a load of other people. I don't click yes, this just happens, and then everyone starts running, so I just follow them. And everyone starts shooting, so I start shooting. And we're breaking the walls down, and we're killing minions, and we're just gaining a load of experience really quickly. And I don't know what's happening, but it's probably good, so I just go with it. And then there's some guy spamming his Twitch account. So I follow this Zerg rush, and we kill a boss, I think, and they drop a portal, so we all go into it, and then there's more enemies and more bosses, and here is the Mad God himself. So we all rush over to him and shoot him, and then he teleports away, so we follow him, and finally we kill the Mad God. And then I die, and then it's over, and the game resets, and oh my goodness, what a roller coaster. Never before have I been involved in such a large, flashy, angry mob, and yet felt so little engagement. Where was I? Why was I there? What brought me there? What was I contributing? It's like being picked up and dropped into a mob of screaming people. So you start screaming because that's what you have to do to fit in, then more people join and they look at you and you're screaming so they scream and they assume that you know what you're doing, and then someone else runs so you run and someone's leading but no one knows who, and then you're fighting the literal end game boss and then everyone dies. I felt a lot of emotions during this, mainly confusion. I was lost. I had no idea where my cursor even was, and eventually I lost my player sprite in the mess of players, and even after death I still feel a bit empty. I think what I just experienced was meant to be the majority of gameplay. A big, mindless rush of players all shooting. Realm of the Mad God is not a well-paced game because there is no pacing. This is also why everyone was just standing at the spawn-in zone. If you wait long enough, a dungeon event just begins and you can follow the crowd and gain a load of experience and items. It's the most efficient way to play the game. I suppose one of the best aspects of Realm of the Mad God is you know if you like it or dislike it really quickly because it shows you what it's all about really fast. This is the opposite of it gets good 100 hours in. Normally games make you play a long time until they show you what they can actually do. Realm of the Mad God shows you pretty much everything it has to offer within the first hour and then just asks, Wanna do it again? Realm of the Mad God feels like a fun distraction, almost a top-down trove. The focus is on intense moment-to-moment gameplay. Fast, flashy, quick, exciting, numbers go up, dodge, die, repeat, restart. Don't get connected to your character because they're not a person. They're a mechanical representation of a certain fighting style. Run, group, shoot, gain levels, give us money for skins or boosts or lockboxes, die, do it again. Look, I get what Realm of the Mad God is going for. It's a top-down, fast-paced hack-and-slash roguelike with multiplayer focus, but I think the claim the evolution of the traditional MMO is a pretty grandiose over-exaggeration. It's not a bad game, but it's so hyper-focused on gameplay alone, it's not even considered lore, history, NPCs, or the wealth of other things which make up a deep RPG. The game is built around zerging, confused running and shooting and leveling and equipping. It's advancement for the sake of advancement. And I don't have too much to say about Realm of the Mad God because honestly, once you've played it for a few hours, there's not that much left to say. It's very open about what it is. It's a heavily monetized hack-and-slash roguelike with a focus on repetition and overwhelming enemies with a sheer mass of players, more than having a single player having any real direction or sense of purpose. This isn't really an RPG you can log onto as a solo player, play casually, have a meaningful adventure for a few hours, then log off knowing you can return the next day and continue because you can't connect to your avatar. This is bullet hell with other people. Personally, I don't think this game was aimed at me, because I want an MMORPG to be a fleshed out fantastical world with a history and possible future. I want to know I'm playing a part, however small, in the forging of a new existence. I want to feel I'm an adventurer in an adventurous land, travelling through the harsh wilds or exploring the thriving towns, meeting the locals and getting involved in local troubles. Becoming known across the land, I want to know the evil threatening the land is more of a deep, multifaceted construct or a concept and is in some way commendable, making the ultimate decision to stand against it more of a moral choice and less of a big bad evil guy cliché. Realm of the Mad God, however, lets you go into a dungeon dropped by an elf. I do commend Realm of the Mad God for front-loading the gameplay experience and then just hoping you enjoy it enough to play it for a few thousand hours. At least it's honest with what you're going to get. There is a god, he is mad, he has a realm, go and shoot stuff until you die, where you'll then go and shoot stuff again, spend a lot of money to make this process easier and faster. Wait for some random Twitch streamer to start a dungeon, then advertise their channel at you and just follow the crowd. So to end this review, I will award Realm of the Mad God Cube Portal for life. Blobs suck. Cube side represent where the cube's at. Out of 10. Cheers for watching. Another massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel alive. You can support from only £1 a month. Check the video description for links to the Patreon, Twitch, Twitter and Discord. And as always, have a great day. Unless you're a blob.